Bonsoir à toutes et à tous. Welcome everybody. I'm alone for the moment. Je suis donc tout seul pour l'instant. Normalement, Jonatan Acerclinth devrait me rejoindre. Jonatan Acerclinth should be there in 2 minutes, I think, here, to comment with Hi tonight. So welcome, Jonatan. You're here, and welcome.
Yes, sorry for jumping out. I had a bit of a connection issue.
You're welcome, you're welcome. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Fine, ready to comment this qualification for Ontario 500 miles? Have we lost Jonatan? Yes, it seems there is an issue with Jonatan.
User in your channel timed out.
Indeed, Jonatan has lost a connection. So the warm-up is finished now, and the hit one go to start.
User entered your channel.
Jonathan is back. It seems there is a restart. Yes, maybe some lost connection on the server too. Curious night. Who begin with all that the connection? So the start, the formation lap. And we can see in the first place David Saber. Yes, David Saber on the first place. Second place Jason White. In the third Alberto Ibanez. In fourth Dana Schurer. David Jacks in fifth. Michal Janak sixth. 7 Raoul Gereb. 8 Lee Simpson. 9 Simon Watman. 10 Richard Wilkes. 11 Michael Dressler. And Felipe Noves. And back to the lead.
Can you hear me all right now?
It seems we have there is a mistake with the green flag. And a little problem with the Jonatan mic.
User in your channel timed out.
So, back for a new start. We hope it will be better than the last. So we have always David Saber in pole position, followed by Jason White, and in third position Alberto Ibanez. This is for the start podium, and after always Dana Schurer in fourth position, and David Jack in fifth. Remember always the safety car. The driver wait for the green flag. And the green flag, and it started. So Jason White leads now, followed by Dana Schurer and Alberto Ibanez in the third, and David Saber in fourth, and David Jacks in the fifth always. On board with Jason White in the slipstream of Dana Schurer.
User entered your channel.
Hi Jonathan, how are?
Hi, is it working all right now?
It seems okay. You're back with us.
Okay.
So Dana Schurer took the lead, and now it's Jason. Jason overtake Dana. I'll let you to comment.
Just give me a second to read you in the server. We're connecting it, right?
It seems we have still some problems with Jonathan's. So back to the and Jason White, who fought in the third positions. In front of him, it's David Saber, who purchased the leader Dana Schurer. Alberto Ibanez in fourth, and Simon Watman in fifth. I'm on board with Jason White, followed by David Saber and Simon Watman and Alberto Ibanez in 5th. David Saber, yes, he's through! Yes, right, nice move. And Simon Watman. Yes, he's pro too. And meanwhile, Dana Shower increase his gap, but Simon Watman tried to catch her, but not for the moment. He's close followed by David Saber and Jason Watt. Take a little delay. Yes, Jonathan, you're here?
I think so. Sorry for all the problems.
Nice to see you back.
Thank you. And as we come back into the race, we have David Saber still looking for second place and to take it away from Simon Watman. Otherwise, the field looks fairly spread out for the time being. Oh, and David Saber is up the inside. Simon Watman made a mistake into 1, and it was an easy pass for David up the inside. But it looks like Simon gets a very good draft. Oh, definitely a good draft. He went by him halfway down the straight, pretty much. And he also closed up on Dana pretty well. Ran a bit deep though. Bit of push in the middle of the turn. And again, it looks to have a bit of push. Would seem like the M16C McLaren is a little bit down on the handling side, but at least it's good on the straight. Oh, we have our first retiree as well. Felipe Novaes is sadly out of the race after an accident. Doesn't look like we'll have a yellow... we don't think we have a safety car.
Oh, I don't think.
Would seem like we avoided that. That's good to hear.
I didn't see in yellow light. I didn't see that.
Okay, thank you. So with that, it looks like, well, looks like it's fairly set for the lead for the time being. So let's jump back to Michael Drechle and Raul Jareb, who's fighting for 9th. They are fairly close here, as Michael is trying to get a bit of a look up the inside, but I think he decided that discretion is the better part of valor and take a bit more time before he tries for it again. As you may notice while watching this broadcast, by the way, the lines will be fairly close to what we saw at Indianapolis. Oh, and I'll take that later on because Michael looked up the inside but he backed off again. It would seem like Michal's car is very good following Jareb, but would seem like he doesn't want to go by because, well, maybe he has a bit too much wings, so he'll be slower on the following straight. And up towards the front once again, David Saber is still trying to keep up with Simon Watman, who's closing in hands over fist on Dana down the back straight. Almost up to the gearbox of Dana's McLaren, but yet again Simon suffers a lot of push in the turns, resulting in very low speed off the turns, but at least the engine's good. And Jason White is sitting nicely in 4th, a little bit behind the cars in front, but still close enough to take advantage if anything happens. And fifth is Alberto Ibanez, and the second Paunelli, also in pretty good striking distance, I'd say. David Yates is sixth, with Richard Wilkes in the best of the I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tired tonight. The best of the Foist engine cars so far. And we have Yared now up in 8th, so someone has stopped back a position or two, I think. And we have side by side behind him Michael Rechle and Martin Lasina. Michal Janak. And it looks very close between those two, as Michal is trying to look up the inside of Michal. And I think he has a very tight, almost wheel-to-wheel contact, but Michal Janak is through. And I'd assume they will probably swap positions for most of the end of the race. And I also notice I've been on a slight replay delay here, I'm sorry for that. But it looks like Michael has pulled out a little bit of a gap, so let's move back up the field and have a look. Still very close. Oh, Simon Watman is actually trying to take the lead here. But Dana holds it on the outside, a really good drive through the turn then. And David Sabre is not... Simon Watman is really fast in it. A little bit of almost a blocking move by Dana then, but... no contact was made, so I put that on the only looking at Simon and trying to get the draft side of it. And Simon really has some ponies in that engine of his. He has pulled a big gap through down the front straight, and yet again Dana's McLaren is a little bit better in the turns by the looks of things, and she closes in quite a bit. And David is still in striking distance, so should be good. And David Sabre, I think, got through down the front straight then, in a nice pass on Dana. Looks like Dana's car might not be perfect for this race, but she's doing what she can. And the rest of the field looks stretched out. As David Sabre and Dana Shure is again going at it through 4, and Dana again holds it around outside, a really good drive. And David drafts down the front straight and gets, he got loose, he hit the apron a little bit with the inside wheel, and that really upset his car. He does it again, but it's alright. He almost loses it off the turn though. And here comes Jason White from behind. Got a really good drive off the turn with David and Dana being side by side. And Jason White makes his way up to second position.
Yes, nice free ride.
And now David is up the inside. Dana was really close to hitting the wall on the outside. David I think he'll be able to slot in between Jason and Dana, and he does indeed. When Dana went in really hot into one then, I think she would have lost out a lot from that. And again, David had a bit of a loose moment off one as well, and through 2, David again has a bit of a loose car. Looks like his car is maybe not perfect yet for this race either. And he's definitely doing the best he can. Oh, and Simon Wattman is slowing down. Oh, he's into the pits. That's interesting. I wouldn't have expected them to pit. Well, maybe he's backtracking the race, so he's looking to do a stop now and be able to go from here to the end, but almost seems a bit of a risky strategy. Then again, it could work. Anyway, back up the field, Jason White is now leading. David Sabre has hooked onto his rear wing, trying to dismount Jason from the lead. Dana has stopped a bit of time and she's coming into the pits. Let's see if anyone else follows her. Wouldn't seem like it. At least not from the top 5 or 6 cars in the field. And now I also noticed that Simon Wattman came out to pit, so he lost just about a lap on that with that early pit stop. It will be interesting to see if he can make that time up when everyone else goes into the pits. I'd assume he's really hoping that there's no yellow right now, because then he'd probably lose out with the early pit stop.
Oh, yellow flag, yellow flag.
Oh, David Yates had an off. Oh, he came up behind Simon Wattman, who came out of the pits, and Simon was a bit slow, and Yates pushed out wide into the wall. And unfortunately, the suspension was completely broken, and he's out of the race. And with that yellow flag, the situation has changed for both Dana and Simon, I think. Actually, maybe Dana actually, I think, might have gained from that, because she still would seem to be on the lead lap, while Simon is not. That's very interesting how that worked out. Yep, it would seem like Dana was able to stay on the lead lap. And Alberto is down on the apron, so I'd assume he's coming into the pits on this lap. It looks like a couple of others are also coming into the pits. Actually, the whole field, apart from those who has already pitted by the looks of things, is coming into the pits. Apart from Michal Janak stays out as well. I think, at least, it looked like it. Yep, Michal Janak stayed out, as did Simon and Dana Schurer. So Dana definitely gained from that yellow flag. Sadly for Simon, his early pit stop did not work out. Well, unless there's another yellow, so he can get up to the back of the field again. Because he's not quite off the lead lap now, with Michal Janak being right behind him. But out of the pits, it's Jason White who's first out of the pits. Let's see who else comes out behind him. There's Michael Drechler gained a couple of positions in the pits. There comes David Sabre. Alberto, Richard Wilkes, Alberto Ibanez, Raul Yared. I'd expect one more. Lee Simpson comes out of the pits as well. So the one to profit most from this is definitely Dana. And I'd assume we have one more lap behind the pace car after this. And actually Michal Janak is coming into the pits, I think. He does indeed, so with that the whole field has pitted, and with about half the race to go, maybe a little bit less than half the race to go. And the biggest loser is Simon, but he's still on the lead lap, if only just, so anything can still happen in this race. It would seem like the safety car might be peeling in this lap as it goes down onto the apron in 4. As we get ready for the restart, and let's see what happens here. What cars will be best with slightly colder tires? Usually Dana is pretty quick on new cold tires, but so I think Jason is, so this will be interesting, and maybe Simon will be able to keep them both behind. Oh, Simon!
Ay, Simon.
And we have another safety car, I think. I will be surprised if we don't.
Yes, indeed, we are in yellow flag.
And unfortunately, it would seem like Simon Watman is out of the race. That's really unfortunate. He tried to jump on the throttle as soon as the green flag was thrown, but unfortunately he spanned up the tires. So with that, let's have a quick chat with Richard Wilkes, who's driving the Foyt engine, the Eagle 72 in this race.
User left your channel. Channel switched.
Oops, sorry, I'm late.
No worries, Ben. So,
Hi, Richard.
Hello. Well, I'll ask you again then, Richard. How is your race going so far?
Well, very hard. I lost force feedback because of all the restarts in the beginning, so I have no feeling of the car whatsoever. I already glanced the wall twice because of that, so I'm just trying to survive out there.
Okay, that's unfortunate. But at least you're pretty far up the field still.
Yeah, still, I mean, the car is pretty well set up. I think I could be competitive if it wasn't for this problem, but now I don't know that because the car is damaged already. I even got damage on the restart because people hit me and then I hit the front guy, etc., etc. I don't think the car is performing to the optimum, but I'll just try to get to the finish in whatever position.
That's admirable, and any position at the finish is a good position, especially when the force feedback goes on you.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I can at least salvage a good position, and that will be a victory for me.
Definitely. Well, thank you. I think we have one more lap behind safety car, but I'll wish you good luck and hope to see you across the finish line.
Thank you. Thanks, Jonathan. Bye, Ben.
Good luck. Bye.
User was moved out of your channel. Channel switched.
So that was Richard Wilkes in the Voigt-powered Eagle 72, and as we could hear, he had a little bit of issues. It's something that can happen with the force feedback when you have several restarts or even just one restart. But well, he seems to be working around it fairly well, so hopefully he'll reach the finish. And with this, let's go through the field quickly before the restart comes. Dana Sure is leading in the McLaren, with Jason White second in the Panelli. Michael Dreffler gained a lot of places, as I mentioned earlier, in the pits. It's up to third in his Eagle 72. Alberto Ibanez is fourth in the second Panelli. David Saber is laying fifth in his Eagle 73. Richard Wilkes, who we spoke to, is sixth. Raoul Yareb in the 72 Eagle is seventh, followed by Lee Simpson, who gained a bit in the pits. Michal Janak is ninth and 10th, and my memory is bad. And the retirement so far is Simon Wattman, who unfortunately met his demise at the restart. David Yates, who got caught up in trying to get around Simon Wattman when he came out of the pits. And Felipe Novaes, who had an accident early on in the race. But the restart has come and gone, and Dana Schurer has got a bit of a jump on Jason White. Alberto Ibanez has gotten around Michael Drechler. And right behind him is Richard Wilkes, who also gained a position. He went by David Saber on the restart, but it looks like David is already looking up the inside, but he backs out of it, and here comes Richard up the inside of Michael. I think that's a bit... Oh, Michael leaves room. Oh dear, that looks a little bit dangerous, but Michael gives him a good bit of racing room, and Richard Wilkes is through, and here comes David Saber to take advantage of that situation as well, and goes up to fifth, and Michael Drechler has gone from third to sixth in one lap. And here Richard Wilkes and David Saber's jockeying for fourth, looking a little bit hectic. Other than that, Lee Simpson has dropped behind Michael Janak on the restart, and besides those changes early on, looks pretty much set. Oh, and here comes David Saber and Richard Wilkes. I think this will be an easy pass. It would seem like it is. But Richard has still gained one position compared to where he started on this restart, so that's good for him. And up the front of the field, it's fairly spread out with a couple of seconds, but 1 to 1.5 seconds between all three of them. Let's make that 4 of them. Richard Wilkes is probably about a second behind as well. Michael Drechler is dropping away a little bit from Wilkes' rear end, and Raoul Yareb is trying to get hands with his car, and here comes Michael Janak, who's right behind him, looking to draft by him. And he's looking up the inside. And oh, there's a bit of contact. Oh, that was a little bit hairy. Good thing. Hopefully there's no damage to the cars. There was just a little bit of contact. It didn't look like anything malicious. It was just one of those things. That can happen at the racetrack. Oh, Raul got a very wide entry then. But he should get a pretty... Oh, he actually glances the wall on the exit of 1. That would probably have tweaked his suspension a little bit. Oh, and we seem like we have a yellow flag here. As we go, let's see if I can find out what has happened, if anything. It's... I can't...
No, it's a little bug from the track. The green light don't back.
Okay, so sorry about my dealings of not knowing what's going on. So back to the race, it's very spread out. Apart from, I saw Jason White was fairly close to Dana Schurer into 1 and 2 on that lap. And he's actually getting pretty good draft here. This track being very similar to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, apart from the backing being 9 degrees instead of, I think it's 4 or 5 degrees at Indianapolis. Makes for slightly faster lap times, and we did see the Panellis doing fairly well at Indy, and well, they're fairly good here as well up the field at least. And Jason seems to have the car almost perfectly set up. He had a very close call with the wall, getting a bit of push, and he gets a bit more push that time as well. Maybe I jinxed it just a little bit, saying that the car seemed very good, very well set up. Oh, and a bit further back the field, Raul Jereb and Michal Janek is fighting hard yet again for 7th position, with Raul going by in the slipstream down the back straight. Michal gets a big push, big burst of dirty air from Raul's car and loses a lot of pace in 3. But he is closing in just a little bit again. But it would seem like Michal's car is not very good in traffic right now. But well, it's qualified. It's short races, and then as I understood, it's slightly down to qualifying for the 500 mile around here, which will come in about a month's time, I think. But it's definitely good to get some practice in with these shorter races to at least get an idea of how the car will be to drive. Oh, and Jason White had a very close call with the wall yet again. He's definitely pushing his Panelli to the limit. But Dana is still staying fairly clear of him, so I don't think Dana will relinquish this lead and heat win unless she makes a mistake or something else happens. But it looks like Jason is getting a bit closer on this lap compared to the last one. Only had a pretty good run through 1 and 2. Shouldn't be set up for a good drafting opportunity. And he's closing really fast now. But he's forced to go to the outside, and he decides to think better of it and duck down behind Dana once again. And all this is slightly bringing David Saber into this battle as well.
And
with him staying consistent.
It remains 5 laps.
Thank you, Ben. And we have 5 laps to go as Jason White goes to the inside into 1 and goes into the lead. Let's see if he can hold it through 2. Oh, just about. They almost make contact. Oh, Jason is really twitchy. Oh, and Dana, I think, lands the wall a little bit. And here comes David Saber. Oh, there's almost a little bit of contact. Dana was boxed in, so she couldn't really go anywhere with her run. And here she comes around outside. She's trying again. Oh, there's almost a bit of contact between Saber and Shurer. Oh, and Dana goes down to the inside, just about in front of David Saber. This should make for a really good finish. And Saber goes to the inside, but loses out a lot. That's Dana's in the draft from David, and from Jason. Oh, and they almost make contact into one. Dana got a really good run. She's sticking to the outside. If she holds this round outside, will she take it round outside completely around here? Oh, she does indeed. What a brilliant pass. She does it once again. She's the only one I've seen to do that, but Jason gets a good draft once again and goes up the inside. Bonelli Boys has the Offenhauser engines, and so does, to be fair, Dana and David Saber, but and Dana goes for undercut in 3 and goes up the inside and up into the lead once again. But here Jason should have a draft, so he should be able to make his way by once again.
And 3 laps to go.
Thank you, Ben. We have 3 laps to go, so... Oh, Dana lost a lot, dropping both front and rear grip with David right under her rear wing.
Wow.
Oh, and a bit of contact as David washes out towards the outside wall and brings Dana with him a little bit. And here comes...
Yes, fabulous.
That's Alberto Ibanez up inside. This is really exciting here. David Saber is trying to get by for the lead. Alberto wasn't able to make his way by Dana. And now David looks up the outside of Jason White, getting a really good run off of 4. I think he will have it here. He does indeed, unless Jason goes for something brave, but he doesn't. He thinks better of it and ducks down behind. And Dana is really close behind as well. Oh, Jason is really close to the wall.
Oh, what a finish! sorry, what a finish! Oh yes!
It is indeed. And Alberto is keeping a watching brief here, just trying to keep up in the draft and go for any opportunity that shows up. And Jason tries to get to grips with David, who's got a bit of a gap, but he gets a really good 3. Let's see if he gets a good 4 as well. Just maybe gets maybe a little bit too deep. Still fairly good, but I think Dana had a better 4. So I think
1 lap to go. Yes, last lap.
And we are on the last lap with David still in the lead. Jason White second, Dana Shurer third, and the Ibanez fourth, a little bit further behind. And this should be a really good. Jason White got loose. He got really loose. He lost out a lot. And Dana goes up into second. I think David Saber will have the win here unless he throws it away in the last 2 turns. And Jason goes for the draft, goes to the inside of Dana. Oh, there's contact. That's a big contact side by side. And Dana goes out towards the wall, and Alberto Ibanez took advantage of it. I wonder if Jason will readdress that or not. Oh, he got loose once again. Either his rear tires are completely gone, or he's really bad with someone behind his rear wing. But David Saber takes the win. Alberto Ibanez takes second. Jason White, I think, got third, and Dana Shurer got 4th. Richard Wilkes not come across the line in 5th in his Voigt-powered car. Michael Drechler gets 6th in his Voigt-powered car. Raul Jareb just holds off Lee Simpson for 7th. Lee Simpson is 8th. Michael Jana comes out in 9th. And okay, that's my on my end. That's a little bit weird. And our non-finishers for this heat is Simon Wattman, David Yates, and Felipe Novaes. So thank you for watching this first heat, which was really good fun. And we'll take a couple of minutes to settle down, catch our breaths, and get back to you. So stay tuned, and we'll bring you heat 2 of this event.
There's a new pioneer spirit in America today, the spirit of conservation.